It's Munda Dawn, the show where we talk about Dandadan, a manga about the dum-de-dums. So in this week's chapter, we had a lot to really dive into and break down. Mr. Dris has finally been defeated, and it seems as if Momo's powers may be coming back very soon. But through all of this, it seems that losing her memories has changed nothing. Momo Cross Okarun is alive and very well after this chapters. In other words, we are so back. Gamer Subs just had their Black Friday sale, but do not fret, I still got the discounts for you. Use my partner code CTactics to get 10% off your first waifu cup and tub combo, or to try out a new flavor using my code supports me directly. We picked up from chapter 217, and let me tell you, viewer, this chapter was so good. It starts with Okarun being stabbed through the upper chest, which doesn't prove to be fatal. So that 10-minute bonus video I put out the day after the last chapter, well, it meant nothing. But that's okay, we're here to have fun first, and then have functioning brain cells second. I also love the title of this chapter. He's a mummy, isn't he? Which, it's like, well, yeah. No, yeah. That guy was definitely from the get-go a mummy. I'm glad we have now established this. Now, here is a great reason that being wrong isn't always a bad thing. Momo, seeing Okarun injured, jumps in at just the right time to stop Mr. Dris from delivering the final blow, or maybe a better way to say this would be finishing the final blow, because he was dead to rights. So instead of running to Gigi's house like Okarun told her to do, she jumps in the way. And this is that classic Momo boldness that we all love. If she sees anyone being mistreated in front of her, even if it is something she doesn't exactly trust, she will fight for them and protect them. Now, this is a direct callback to when Momo first shielded Okarun from his bullies who were trying to hurt him. If you somehow got on Momo's good side, her best quality is that she will do everything she can to treat you like a fellow human being. I think the line, her response to Okarun, "No way, never," that's my Momo impression, is a perfect view into Momo's stance on abandoning people, especially people she cares about. She just won't do it. Never. Momo is bold and uncompromising in regards to treating people correctly, and that is why we all love her, and the rest of the dorks for that matter. They're just good people. So Okarun does the same right back, and since she is along for the ride, she better hold on to him tight. This fight thus far has been a very clever metaphor for their connection emotionally. They're constantly saying things which you'd usually hear from couples. Lots of verbiage between the two that shows their support is uncompromising support. Momo tells Okarun his knowledge on the occult is unique and interesting and entertaining, while Okarun continues to push forward and have that same boldness that Momo does. Okarun tells Momo to recall the lesson, the spell that Seiko taught to Momo as a kid. Now, Momo obviously doesn't understand how he knows this, and, well, this is another way to push forward this idea that Okarun can be trusted, because, if you think about it, Momo knows she has lost her memories, and if Okarun can share with Momo things she never tells anyone else, then there is some sort of trust that can still be had, because she has told him her darkest moments. It also recontextualizes the first arc further by showing that Momo, from the very beginning, felt she could put trust into Okarun, which of course is because they were both bullied, but it still makes it, oh god, this was so good. Did anyone else feel this way? Okarun then tells Momo that he thinks she could be better at using the ogre club than she is, which, oh my god, that sent shivers down my spine. This was just so freaking awesome. I mean, the moment you realize that Momo could very well use this club even better than Okarun, oh, it was so good. So she gives it a shot and begins to pour her energy into her belly and beam the ki out of her head, you know, with that classic pose, the classic chant. And he hands over the ogre club, and the magic happens. Literally. Momo can't do it. It doesn't grow. But as Mr. Dris closes in, the club grows to an insane size, and Mr. Dris is slashed clean in half, shocking both of the dorks with what they were able to pull off here. Now, what a terrific moment. I mean, this was just so much fun seeing this, and the awesome art just added to it. That visual of the gigantic ogre club as Momo holds onto Okarun, and we see that severed mummy. It's so peak. I mean, even Momo said that it was awesome. And it's just another example of two things. The first being the most obvious one, in that Momo and Okarun, when they come together, are much stronger than they are apart. In fact, it seems more and more that when they aren't around each other, they are not weak. They're pretty damn useless. It's just incredible writing that serves both the romance arc, but also plays well with the series' power scaling, and all that shonen type stuff like that. Their love is literally the reason they're strong. So that's pretty cool stuff. The second less obvious thing, but very funny. Tatsu, you just couldn't help yourself, could you? This guy has been doing way too many dick jokes. Now it's gone all small again. Oh, it's become totally ginormous. Poor Okarun. Poor Okarun. Also, that's what she said. So we get this Berserk cross Final Fantasy VII reference, and I'm not sure which it really is truly referencing here. You guys can put your ideas in the comments below, or maybe it's referencing something else totally that we aren't even talking about. This pose, it's just iconic, and the first thing that I thought of actually wasn't Berserk, but of Cloud Strife, because it's literally the same angle and everything. I mean, however, I can also see how this is a Berserk reference. Okarun being Guts, and I guess Momo was Casca. Maybe we should get some fan art of that. I mean, that would be cool. Better yet, let's get some art of Okarun as Cloud and Momo as, Tifa or Aerith. That would be really cool. So moving on to even more awesomeness, it seems that Okarun is acting as a sort of conduit for Momo's spirit powers, which is what is allowing the Ogre Club to become as powerful as it has thus far. This gives the two the advantage over Mr. Dris, because with Momo being the strongest Dum-Da-Dum of the group, there's no way they can lose. And so they come up with a way to defeat Mr. Dris's killer mechanic of regeneration. But, just as that happens, the light goes out and they can't see a thing beyond the Ogre Club, which illuminates the darkness. They figure Mr. Dris is able to attack so effectively because of the darkness and the light being an easy source for them to see. But after they try powering down the Ogre Club, which is a very smart move, Okarun, with his vast knowledge of the occult, understands that Mr. Dris is using echolocation, and that from the start, he couldn't see them. Which makes sense, as my cat is flailing about. Sorry, if you guys can hear that. She is so cute. She is so happy, by the way. I got her this new squirrel that you can put catnip in. Oh my god, she loves that thing. Anyways, Momo has a plan to make it to where he cannot regenerate anymore. Mr. Dris attacks, but instead of slashing through the two, it slashes through a backpack and clothing as these two kids hold on to the bottom of the road signs, pulling the linen wrappings. And this was so genius because, when I was a kid, I was a mummy fanatic, and something I learned pretty early on that I thought was really cool and since then has stuck with me was that mummies, while being highly preserved for their time, shockingly preserved, and trust me, if you want to look at photos of them, you are going to want to think twice about that. They are quite disturbing if you're not ready. But expert cautions basically are taken because when exposed to just normal air, not air that's not in a controlled environment, the mummies will literally turn into dust in a matter of seconds. So that's the idea. Pull and wind until there is nothing left to preserve their already frail bodies. And they plan to defeat Mr. Dris by turning him into mummy dust, literally. And it is quite effective. We get this amazing visual in this really fun chapter as Mr. Dris just crumbles into dust. And fun fact, by the way, the songs the kids sing while unwinding the mummy is originally a Danish song titled Wind the Bobbin, which is a child song that gained popularity in its, Danish origins, of course, but also in Japan. So they basically just translated the lyrics into Japanese and off they went, and ever since then it's kind of been a little bit of a staple over there. Some of you would instantly recognize this song depending what part of the world you're in, so give it a listen when you get the time and report back. Did it ring any bells for you? Coming out of this chapter, I think most of my theories are kind of remaining the same this week. But, I do want to say that I am just so impressed with this arc, and especially this chapter in particular. It was insanely good, and I think that where we are headed is a confrontation with the Baddie. Because as far as I'm aware, she is still around, and she is on the clock. So I'm guessing the next chapter is where we either get a short fight between the two, or more likely, this is where they are introduced properly, though reluctant. I'm thinking we're going to get a pretty interesting personality from Baddie all around. Probably your normal tsundere attitude, but with that twist that Dandadan likes to put on their characters. I think she will start to understand why these two aren't enemies either, but will be conflicted because of her need for vengeance, and it's going to clash. It's a pretty simple character archetype, but I am worried she may have a ceiling for her character. Like, I hope we get something from her like a Kokiyuki Shiro, who at first seemed to be this one type of character, but has since been revealed to just be insanely powerful, and a really fascinating deep dive into a commentary on something I think a lot of young women and men go through. But I like something like that. Not, obviously overly depressing, but I like something like that. But when it comes to like the three of the Baddie and Inra and Jeremy, I think out of those three, I feel like she is going to need a lot of work in terms of getting her up to speed with everyone else and making her character more than just vengeance. Now, vengeance is cool. I like Batman and all, but what else is there beyond the vengeance is what I'm saying. Which also may be why Tatsu is introducing her to the Dum-de-Dums first. It's the right move to do that first. So that's a really good sign, and I'm eager to see where she heads. Also because she reminds me of Guts, which is funny. This chapter, everyone got reminded of Berserk, but she's the one who reminds me of Guts. And it's simply just her visual presentation and how she's presented as this almost feral person. But that clashes because she really has this nurturing side to her, and the people around her could see through her pain, and her motherly side came through to that little girl and her mom. We need more stuff like that, which will make her character even better. And I hope she isn't a character that is tragic and dies. And I hope Tatsu actually explores this idea of revenge and redemption with her in a way that other series may not, maybe in a more bold way, because Tatsu has been very bold throughout the manga. So I could see this. So far, this arc has been very good to us with the balance between action, romance, and plot. I think next we're headed to the bakery, and from there is where I think we will see some more slice of life stuff. My hope is that we see Momo or Okarun become an employee at the bakery. Okarun in particular would be cool to see them interact with, especially someone like an Inra. I think he could learn a lot from Okarun and how to not always be angry. Now that being said, hey, I could see others play very well with these two bad guys too. I mean, think of Ira. Ira could be a natural fit with the Baddie, seeing as she lost her mother at a young age, and the Baddie is a mother, so it would be very cool to see that played up a little bit. Same with Gigi. I think he would do really well with her because of his personality being so unserious, yet very serious when it calls for it. They sort of have a potential for gap moe, I guess is what you would call it. But it's funny though. I think Sakato would actually be very cool too, because he would take one look at the Baddie and see right through her as this vengeance archetype and go on his delusions. I mean, there are just so many interactions I'd love to see, and thinking of all of them just makes me want it more. So I'm very excited, more excited than I have been in recent memory with Dandadan, and I think it's because of the potential of this bakery plotline and what is coming next. It's potentially bringing in these new interactions, and gosh, I'm just so here for it. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna introduce a new segment to Munda Dawn, where we go through my Discord polls. So I'm gonna do like polls on my Discord after new chapters come out, and I'm gonna ask people what they think. And so after the chapter, I posted the new poll. I was simply asking this: what did you think of chapter 218? Was it like peak finger, which is to say peak? Was it good, okay, or was it the cheeks? And the results came in with a resounding peak. Most people simply said it was amazing, it was fun to read, and in particular, the interactions were really heartwarming between Momo and Okarun, which has made the manga for them feel more fresh. Which is, I think, exactly what I said with my take on it, too. It just feels good to be a dum-de-dum right now. I also see people very happy that we're just back to the OG sort of setup of the series, the OG kind of way of doing things, which is, Momo and Okarun fighting ghosts, aliens, and dick jokes. For them, very enjoyable. And for them, I think a very good comment here is less stressful than the last arc, which, you know, I thought the last arc was pretty good. I don't mind the amnesia stuff at all. But at the same time, yeah, it was pretty stressful for me as a content creator because, I mean, I read your comments, so I'm kind of affected by it, if that makes sense. If you made it to the end of the video, then be very cool and drop a like on the video and subscribe. Also comment a pair of orange hearts to let me know you made it to the end. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.